everyone for giving up your time this evening to find out more about community pharmacy in the UK. We're super excited to share some of the amazing things that are happening at the moment, some of the great reasons why a move to the UK could be a thing that could be really beneficial for you. We've been joined by some fantastic guests as well, so I hope that you enjoy it. So the agenda for the session this evening. So the first thing that we're wanting to go over is some of the reasons why you should want to work as a pharmacist in the UK. So for that, we will be joined by our lovely Yota, who's going to talk us through a few of those reasons. Then we're going to move on to Joanna, who is going to talk to us a little bit around why and how Boots can help you as a pharmacist starting out in the UK. I'm then going to talk a little bit around rewards and benefits that we offer here at Boots. I'm going to talk a little bit around the GPHC registration and visa process as well. And then we'll be finishing with Voy, just before we cut to questions, who is going to talk around the future of community pharmacy. So if we could go on to the next slide, please. Because I would like to introduce Yota. So Yota's been with Boots now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Yota, have you been with Boots for 8 years?
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you for hosting me in this amazing event. First of all, yes, I've been working with Boots for 8 years. So literally this is the time since I firstly relocated to UK. I used to be a pharmacist, owner of a pharmacy for the last 20 years back in Greece. Since I decided to relocate to UK and just chase my dream or live my dream, well, I think I'm still living my dream. I wanted to live more like a local in the British suburbs. So this is why, under mutual agreement, I relocated to Southwest and not like in a big city. I went to an area called difficult to fill in, but I still enjoy and I'm here because, first of all, of the attractive relocation package, which would make a big difference in my money. And then because, as I said, I wanted to live the local way. So I wanted to meet new people, share other experience, intervene with their culture, admire the marvelous landscape there. Yes, it is more quiet than a big city, but it's really very, I don't know, it's very good for your whole life balance. I have recently, as I said, I've been working with Boots for the last 8 years. I'm so based in Salcombe for the last 3 years. I have the honor of getting, and this is really very encouraging for all the pharmacies, to get the nicest feedback of the patients we serve. It's really very empowering. And I have just completed, well, back in May, and through my working time as well, and the support was really amazing. And then back in October 2023, I had the honor to be awarded as Pharmacist of the Year, area level and the regional level. And to be honest with you, this was something that really triggered my enthusiasm, and it was really, I can't believe and I cannot explain what I felt at that moment. Well, I cried from happiness, of course. I can definitely say that Boots offers to each one of us a continuous professional development, a huge support, not only in educational fields, but both in whatever it really concerns you, whatever, either it's family-wise, work-wise, whatever, it's always there to help you. It is a very big company, famous, of course, and well-known worldwide and nationwide, of course. But, you always feel like belonging to a family. You are always a member of this huge big family from Boots, but you always feel like you're coming into your mom's arms, into back to your family. You can always find your support. And I personally thought they helped me a lot with everything that really mattered to me, because I have left my whole family back to Greece in order to relocate to UK 8 years ago. Now my husband, who is a pharmacist, has come over to UK as well and is joining Boots in some months. And my daughter, who is studying to be a vet, she will be there once she finishes. I have not regretted this decision at all. And again, through the support you get from this company, each and every day, from the store manager, area manager, even higher, regional manager, the way you can communicate with them, they're so approachable, they're so helpful to just everything. I think this is the right work-life balance, because we all know that a pharmacist job is super demanding. It's going to be more demanding now with a pharmacy first, but definitely when you've got this support, it definitely gives you more power to go on. I think this is it. I still enjoy my journey. I will leave time for the other speakers to go on.
Sorry, Yota, we're just getting a bit of feedback. Can everyone make sure that they're on mute, please? Sorry to cut you off there, Yota. But yeah, sorry, carry on.
Yes, nothing else. It's just, I am fully happy from all this experience with Boots, and most of all of it, as I said when I discuss my thoughts with other pharmacists who are working in some other grounds or like for some other companies, the difference I see is that huge support, both by the healthcare academy, but in personal level as well. It's amazing. It's like belonging in a family which leads you to self-develop, and it's amazing. Thank you very much, and thank you for hosting me in this event as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Yota. It's lovely to see you speak with such passion about it, and we are certainly very lucky to have you. And obviously, as reflected in obviously in the fact that you won Pharmacist of the Year last year. So yeah, you should definitely be super proud of that. So thank you, and it's a lovely story. So obviously, I know a lot of the people on this call. Obviously, Yota made the move to the UK 8 years ago and has permanently sort of relocated now. But we know a lot of you guys on the call will be thinking about this. It'll be an option for you, and you might maybe potentially be a little bit scared about relocating. So I really wanted to introduce Joanna now. Joanna joined us, I believe, last March as a pharmacist in Wales. So Joanna, I was wondering if you could maybe share with everyone how you found it joining Boots as a new to UK pharmacist.
Thank you, Sam. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joanna Stefanova, and I'm the responsible pharmacy currently in Flint, which is located in North Wales. It's a great honor to participate in this event, as through the same event, in the end of 2022, I was able to join the Boots family in March 23. To start with a little bit about myself, I graduated with a master's degree in pharmacy from Sofia University, the capital city of Bulgaria, one of the top universities in Bulgaria and as well the oldest one, and I did my pre-reg in the biggest private hospital in the same city. After I got qualified as a pharmacist, I wanted to chase my dreams and I moved to Wales to work in Boots as the RP in Flint. Coming over here has been quite a journey, but with help from the company and mainly David Ives, who's the area manager of North East and Mid Wales, and Janaid Spicer, she's as well with us today, senior talent acquisition partner in the Boots UK. Both of them helped me throughout every step of my transition to the country and were there for me when I needed them the most. Having so trustworthy people next to me really gave me the relief and let me focus on the things that needed to be done. I can honestly tell you that moving to a different country isn't an easy task, but having the right people next to you is making it achievable. and even now I can always get in touch with them and rely on them. For example, when I first came to Wales, I had trouble finding accommodation and had to call David and Jeanette for assistance. David was on the phone with me this night and was sending me all the available accommodations that he could find. On the next day, I was able to sign a retainers agreement, which was proceeded much faster with both David's and Jeanette's cooperation. As a pharmacist in the UK, I started by enrolling on the support practice program, which is provided by Boots, and for 12 weeks I spent in Shotton. I was welcomed by the team with open arms and felt great support from them. During these 12 weeks, I was working alongside the lead and as well independent prescriber pharmacist Alison Clark. I got to work with her in practice, get an overview of the professional standards, operations, services, and a guidance of the roles of each team member in order to lead them better. This gave me the opportunity to get first-hand knowledge and practice. Thanks to Alison's help, I got to fully understand the procedures and be fully prepared and confident to become the sole pharmacist in my pharmacy. We still keep in touch and rely on her when I need her help and professional judgment. She's my buddy, just a phone call away. Working in Boots is a pleasure and has fully met my expectations. I'm honestly so happy, grateful, and proud that I'm able to work with such wonderful people. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanna. Thank you. That was a lovely, lovely speech. And yeah, likewise, we are very, very grateful. And I know David is very, very grateful to have you as part of his team as well. So thank you very much for joining us and sharing your story. So if we could move on. So I know obviously one of the important things, as well as the career development and as well as the support and things like that, is the rewards and benefits of moving to UK, more specifically the rewards and benefits of moving to Boots. So obviously, as Joanna mentioned, there is a 12-week induction period. So if you join Boots, you will be on a 12-week induction where you'll be given all of the training and the support that you need to feel confident. From the moment that you come through the door at Boots, you'll be on a starting salary of £42,000. Obviously subject to location, that can rise, and we do have location honorariums and relocation support in selected areas of the UK, and we're going to go over and discuss some of those areas a little bit more in the next slide. But we also have 33 days annual leave. So obviously, owing to the fact that everyone that's joining us today is overseas currently, or maybe in the UK, but may have family overseas, you will have 33 days annual leave entitlement, and you will also have as well, which is quite a nice thing to have, the option to buy or sell an extra 5 days per year through salary sacrifice. So you could have up to 38 days annual leave in a year, which is a very healthy amount of annual leave to have as a professional. We've got a double matched retirement savings plan as well. So effectively what this means is if you wanted to contribute towards your pension, Boots would contribute twice your contribution. So if you contributed 6%, Boots would contribute 12% of your salary into your pension. So you'd have a total contribution of 18%, which is really, really nice. GPHC and IELTS fees, so we'll go on to that a little bit more later on, but in order to work as a pharmacist in the UK, you do need to be registered with the GPHC, and you may need to also complete an English language test. So Boots can reimburse you for those two costs if you was to relocate with us. Obviously, we will provide a certificate of sponsorship to work in the UK as well. So if you do need a visa to work in the UK, we will cover the cost of sponsorship. We have a discretionary bonus scheme as well that is usually quite lucrative, that pays out every year. It's based on company performance. I think we've been running this scheme for about 10 or 11 years now, and it's paid out every year. That has been, that's a very nice thing to have. It pays out usually in November, just before Christmas. We have colleague discount cards as well, which gives us very, all of us, including myself and the other people that have joined us on the call today, a very generous discount on Boots products, but also on a lot of exclusive and premium brands. So I don't know how well people on the call know Boots, but we've also got, quite a big beauty business, as well as an opticians as well, that you would get quite healthy discount on. One of the things that we'll probably go on to talk about a little bit later on in the call, but we provide funding for independent prescriber training. We also provide protected learning time, full service training, and we also have a refer a pharmacist scheme as well, which is where you will, if you refer a colleague, so it might be someone that you know from your home country, or it might be someone else, but if you refer a pharmacist, you'd be entitled to a bonus of up to £2,000 per pharmacist. And I know, certainly know there's some people on the call as well that have benefited from that in the past, for sure. Next slide please, Jeanette. So I touched on those locations earlier, some locations that have additional location supplements. So this is places where you can earn a higher salary. It's also places where you can get relocation support and things like that. So these locations are changing all of the time. At the moment, there's a list here of some of the places where we are offering this extra sort of financial package. Obviously, a bit of a mix of locations there, some locations in Scotland and also North and Mid Wales as well, where sort of Joanna is currently working, and then a few locations in England as well, so places like the Lake District, some cities like Hull, Middlesbrough, places like that, as well as some of the counties around London, like Essex and Kent, for example. They're two places that we do offer this at the moment. Food for thought. Obviously, I know quite often people, there'll be a lot of people on this call that have a preference for London, but there will be other locations that are available, other nice locations where we can offer good salary packages too. Next slide, please. So, how to register as a pharmacist in the UK. So this will be something that I know quite a few people that I've spoken with in the run-up to the event have been interested in. I've got a QR code here that I've put on the screen, that if you scan this, it will take you to the GPHC website. So the GPHC is basically the British Pharmacy Council, and they are, if you're to practice as a pharmacist in the UK, you would need to be registered with them. Now, their requirements, if you are coming from another European country where you've achieved your qualification, is that obviously you need to provide evidence of that, and you need to provide a certificate of good standing. But one of the tricky things that a lot of people need to overcome is an English language test. So there's two types of English language tests that are acceptable for the GPHC. One is a IELTS and the other one is an OET. That stands for Occupational English Test. So you would need to do those, and you'd need to demonstrate a high level of English language before you could join the register. So that is one obstacle that you would need to overcome. When it comes to the visa requirements, obviously recently the UK has left the EU, so now a lot of people will need a skilled worker visa to work in the UK. Don't let that be a barrier to you. Boots can provide a certificate of sponsorship for that. there will be some visa application fees associated with it, and I've got some numbers up on the screen there. But one of the things to note is, obviously, if you are going into a location where we offer that additional relocation support, a lot of those fees will be absorbed into the sorts of packages that we could give you on joining. So that's something to bear in mind. And also, when you apply for your visa, you need to do something called certifying maintenance, which means you need to prove that you've had a certain number. The number on the screen there, actually £1,270. You'll need to have that in your account just so that you can prove that you could support yourself in the UK for your first month. So that's always worth noting as well. Obviously, you don't need to pay that, but you just need to make sure that you've got that in your account. So yeah, we'll probably touch on that again at the end in the questions, because I know some people had sent through questions around that. But if we could move on to the next slide, because I would like to introduce to everyone Wojciech. So Wojciech joined us 18 years ago. I'll get this right now, because I know I said 13 years earlier on in the week. So he joined us as a pharmacist from Poland, if I'm not mistaken. And you've progressed your way through the business, and you're now an area manager. And Wojciech's going to talk to us as well a little bit about the future of pharmacy in the UK, because that's changing, and it's quite exciting. So Wojciech, over to you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for having me on that call as well. And I don't mind, Sam, you made me 5 years younger, so I'll take it if it's okay. Yeah, but no, it's a pleasure to speak to so many pharmacists around the world today. And yeah, I'll probably talk very briefly about my career as well, because I followed the managerial route rather than clinical, although I started 18 years ago, and I still remember my first day at Boots. Clearly, I remember. Oh, there's someone is not on mute. And, could be no there.
We wish you were safe, boy. You've gone on mute now, boy.
Right, can you hear me now?
I can, yeah.
Someone's muted me. All right, cool. So yeah, so I still remember my first day in UK. It was my birthday, so a very nice day, and I was welcomed with a birthday card and wishes from all the team. So that's quite nice, because people are generally nice here. So that was quite nice. That surprised me, and they were very nice through the pharmacy support program as well. That was 3 months, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, because if you look at it, theoretically, you're qualified as a pharmacist straight away. You register with GPSC, you could work on day one, but you can't, because first of all, code of conduct, ethics, rules and regulations, product license are completely different in your country, so you can't. And your language is probably, if you can understand us, English is probably okay. But people here, especially in more remote locations, their accent is different. It's not BBC English, so you must struggle to understand people to start off. So you really definitely need some time to get used to that English here as well. So, but 3 months were great, and I had great support. You paid as a pharmacist, you've got time with your tutor, you have time for your training, and you literally learn everything. So after 3 months, you're pretty much ready to go. In my area now, I've got several pharmacists that managed to pass IELTS exams, so it's not something that is impossible to pass. And I've got pharmacists from Bulgaria, from Romania, and Poland, Italy, Spain, and join us since the IELTS exam was introduced in UK. So it's definitely doable. So don't be too scared of that exam. But then I started working as a relief pharmacist, basically working around different stores, looking after sort of pharmacist holidays, then a store-based pharmacist. And then I realized I like numbers, figures. I like my scorecard to be green. I like managing people and managing teams. So I applied for pharmacist store manager position and successfully been appointed in 2 different positions across sort of 6 years in 2 different stores, which is great. I must have done the job pretty well, because I was offered pharmacy operations and governance role, which is kind of like across 50 stores in Lincolnshire and Yorkshire. I was supporting pharmacy operations and governance, which is sort of safety-wise, which again, I was responsible for pharmacy laws. The pharmacy laws was definitely reduced, hence I've managed to secure a position of area manager, where I'm not only looking after 20 stores. I've got my 45 pharmacies on my books, part-time, full-time, weekends only. by about 300 colleagues overall, customer advisor, pharmacy advisors, beauty teams as well, because as you know, probably Boots is not just a pharmacy, it's a beauty shops as well and retail shops as well. So it's definitely opportunity for someone who thinking about the managerial career, go that route that I've managed to do over the last I'm thinking out 8 years now since I left the pharmacy store manager position. So that kind of me where I got to over the last 18 years. But pharmacy in England is super, super exciting. And I'm not going to lie, it's literally today, 31st of January, when Boots and all community pharmacies are launching the new NHS Pharmacy First service in England. And under this service, patients can access advice, treatment for 7 common conditions from pharmacists without needing a GP appointment. And the conditions are acute otitis media for children up to 17. We've got impetigo for kids year and over. We've got infected insect bite, shingles, sinusitis, sore throat, and uncomplicated urinary tract infections for women as well. So on the 7th condition, pharmacies without seeing a GP, and sometimes, I don't know if I was in your countries, but here sometimes patient needs to take their time to get to GP, now can literally book an appointment or just walk into the pharmacy and get antibiotics prescribed by our pharmacists as well. So that's a huge step. I know, Joanna, I think you got it already in Wales, and I'm sure it's an exciting service that you're doing now, but we've been waiting for that service for quite a while. So that's kind of one big milestone we're having now. What's changing over the next couple of years as well, and that's super exciting as well. So every pharmacist who completes the pharmacy school in England in 2025 will qualify with IP qualification, meaning independent prescribing qualification. So now NHS thrown 645 million for this pharmacy first service to start off, because they want us to see whether we can achieve what they want to achieve, basically reduce queues in a GP's, help with the minor ailments. And there will be far more services for our pharmacists who will be able to prescribe pretty much anything. So they complete that qualification or during the study, but we as Boots, what we do, we actually can sponsor you as well while you our pharmacist as well. So there is a big grant, about 7 grand for 21 days cover for you in store, so you can take part into independent prescriber course, which is obviously partially linked with GP surgeries as well, because you need to have 90 hours of clinics with your designated tutor, I would say GP designated tutor, we call them DPPs. So that's super exciting as well. So there's 7 services that we're going to do clinical pathways for pharmacy first. It's starting now. In a couple of years will be far more new services for independent prescribing pharmacists as well, which qualification you can get through being at Boots as well. But when I remember when I started as a pharmacist here, it was like pretty much it was checking prescriptions, giving some advice on a healthcare counter, and that was it. And over this 18 years, I mean, so many things changed. I can see we've got just reflect, and we had new medicine service when we called patients and check with the compliance with the new medications prescribed. We've got flu jabs. I mean, this year my pharmacists across 20 stores did 20,000 flu jabs, which is phenomenal. I mean, we've got COVID vaccination centers. We've got travel clinics as well. So across the company, we've got 20 service optimization stores where we've got pharmacists purely designated to deliver services as well, which is great opportunity for future as well. I'm not going to mention sort of pneumonia vaccines, HPVs, and all kind of stuff that we do. It's just like a basic, everyone can deliver pretty much in stores as well. And the training is fully provided and fully funded by Boots as well. So the time in a pharmacy is super exciting. There's definitely a lot of things going on. I know that sort of there's a lot of interest in these services as well. And if you have any sort of questions, queries, I'm more than happy to put my email address in a chat, so you can email me should you wish to. I mean, if I can see a few Polish names on participants as well. So if you want to call me or email me, you can speak Polish as well. But funny enough, I'm just looking at the participants and I can see a familiar name here. Piotr, sorry, I'm going to put you on the spot, but I think it's important because you've been part of us quite a while ago. You got back to Poland. I was wondering whether you can maybe share with participants how Boots helped you and being in UK helped you develop and do what you do now in Poland, because I think it was probably a big part of your career.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wojtek. It was a very nice introduction. I'm a Boots person. I think I'll forever stay as a part of the family. First of all, when I arrived, I get a very good relocation package. That was excellent. Lots of training provided. So for me, pharmaceutical care didn't exist in Poland. There was nothing basically. So the clinical skills, clinical trainings, everything was provided. Helped to basically facilitate myself in a new place. Lots of friends supported me as well from Boots. I have to tell you also that I managed to do my PhD with Boots and also Polish University. So all the questionnaires, all the projects were run via Boots. The Boots allowed me to do that. That was excellent. I'm still working basically with British NHS. I'm all the time basically working on different projects in the UK, also with different organizations. So it didn't really stop. As also with you, because although I'm in Poland now, started here after I think 11 years total working for English pharmacy sector. Everything is absolutely perfect, and all these connections basically they are still with me. And obviously the development part, the money wise, it was much better. I managed to set up myself properly after coming back to Poland and also commuting for locum. I think 4 years when the situation in Poland was unstable. So for me it was a really great opportunity. So I'm still encouraging everybody to try and basically see something different. Especially if you focus on pharmaceutical care services, you want to develop yourself and do more. And you don't like the Polish way that we do here, go for the UK model. This is one of the best in the world, together with the Canadian and USA. So if you want to learn, go there.
Cool. Thank you, Piotr. Yeah, it was definitely opportunity, and I think you're the person who's changing pharmacy in Poland, and it's great to see that as well. And when I'm visiting Poland, I definitely see that changing. So good luck with that as well, and thank you for your kind words.
Trying to do my best, and just in the end, I'm also an expert in the UK, although I'm based in Poland. So I'm still doing projects, scientific projects with universities in the UK. So this is all like Boots in heritage.
Cool. Thanks, Piotr. Thank you for joining us. Right, over to you, Sam.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, both of you. Actually, that's it's really nice to hear from an ex-colleague as well in Piotr to share his take on things. Perfect. Now we were going to cut to questions. I'm just conscious of time, so we're probably not going to be able to go through all of the questions that were sent through. You can obviously contact me afterwards with any questions that haven't been answered today. But one question that I did probably want to pick up just before we end the session is around registering with the GPHC and doing your visa and things like that. Now, Joanna, I know you did it probably most recently of everyone on this call. So I don't know if you could maybe talk a little bit around how you found that, because I know you initially found it quite tricky, but obviously you did manage to overcome it. So could you just quickly share with everyone on the call how you found that process?
Yeah, of course. The thing with GPHC is there are a lot of documents to submit. So between GPHC and visa, I think GPHC would be the more tricky one. On the website, as well on the QR code that Sam shared with us, there is guidance on completing your application. So you just have to follow the checklist and gather all the needed documents as soon as possible. One thing I would suggest starting straight away is IELTS. GPHC expects you to have a 7 out of 9 score in all 4 language skills. So that's listening, speaking, reading, and writing, while the score for the visa is significantly lower. So you need IELTS for both of them. If you choose the OET one, you will still need to achieve IELTS for the visa. So I would go for IELTS straight away, because that means you got it covered for both of them. And find dates for your local test center, find the locations and book them as soon as possible, honestly. There are plenty of materials online to get you prepared, so I don't think it will be an issue. I honestly prepared just for 1 month. So, and I did almost 8.5 out of 9, so I think it's very achievable.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I know that is quite often one of the biggest barriers, but yeah, for sure, as Joanna says, prepping, putting in the preparation for your IELTS will absolutely help you. And once you have an IELTS certificate, that certificate is valid for 2 years as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you do when you're available to relocate. It can be something that you just do for, the next 2 years. But yeah, I think that's going to be just about it. I know there's been a couple of probably questions that popped up in the chat just as we've been talking. We are going to end the session there, so I will pick up with anyone that wants to ask a question in the coming days. But yeah, thank you so much. Obviously, thank you to all of the guests that are on here that have shared their experiences, and thank you to everyone that's joined the event this evening. It's been really, really lovely to host you, and I hope that you've learned something, and I hope that you've been able to take something away from the session that you found useful. So thank you very much, guys, and have a lovely evening.